got my parfait pretty much ready to go. My little, uh, I have some, what's the name of this here? Okashi's waking up in the morning here, 5 a.m. Yeah, yeah, it's early. What's up, Rugal? Great to see you. Show you what I got going on here. Thinking about pushing the show a little bit later, especially for a lot of you guys. Hopefully, you guys can see that. Looks pretty good, right? What's up, Kilobyte? Great to see you. Ernesto, awesome to see you. Hopefully you guys had DLSS 5 marinate into your minds. Yes, happy Saturday to everybody out there. I gotta say, we switched over to a newer table, so the angle might look a little bit different. Definitely a lot more room. Excited to show everybody what this table can do. It's pretty much a standing desk, kind of on the level of Secret Labs, but it's by a called Flexi Spot. You're craving some kanji, man. Yeah, you're gonna be in the right place once you're in Japan. That's a perfect place, actually. That's a lot of places in Japan have kanji for breakfast, pretty much ready to go. And the best part is you can get onigiri once you're there. You're doing some work on. I wish I had great news for RAM for everybody out there. But as we know, the whole RAM situation is, at least it's holding steady. Now it seems it's gotten to the point where it almost seems like $400 is a decent deal. Oh, really? Oh, you took the contract in LA. Okay, okay. Well, there's plenty of places in LA, though, at least. A lot of places in LA that you can definitely get it. You look so young without the beard. And then the beard. Yeah, yeah. Like once I let the beard grow in, this is like about a good week, like when the beard grows in. So if my beard grows, I get kind of like this. And the funny thing is, my wife, well, she will get on me about it. She does not like the beard. And I said, come on, let me just grow it out. Let me grow, let me grow out a full beard. What's going on, Avi? Great to see you. Awesome to see you. As I gotta say, who's all excited for the build coming up? I know everybody out there is definitely excited for it. Yes, it is the morning over here. I might end up. It seems like there's a lot of guys out here, especially the members. What do you think about changing up the time for Saturday? Because I know 8 a.m. is probably really early for a lot of you guys, especially on the West Coast. Who's building it and when? Oh, okay. So the PC build coming soon. We have a PC build coming soon, which is going to be the Incel build, which is Project Ors, as we discussed. Project Ors, the new 270K releases on Tuesday. So we may do, I'm still deciding whether to go on a Tuesday, but it's going to be like a Tuesday afternoon. And for a lot of the guys in Europe, it'll be like, it's going to be a decent time. It'll be like around the evening, like around 4 or 5. And for everybody else, it'll be a bit earlier. It'll probably be like 1 p.m. on the West Coast side, about roughly like when they get there. If we do it on Tuesday, but if we do it on Saturday, it'll be 10 a.m. Eastern stream. They should have plenty of D270K in Micro Center, I feel. So I'm not like worried to the point where we have to get there on Tuesday to make sure that we get it. But I want it to be accessible to everybody, especially catching this 270K build. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon where you live. Yes, I figured for Europe, it's like the perfect timing because we do have a lot of European viewers here. I know you guys definitely always tune in. That's great. I'm good for Saturdays. It's better for Asia. Oh, yes, yes. That is true. On the Asia side, it's the exact opposite. It's a 12-hour difference because Havy's out in Singapore. So that's like for them out there, it's around 8 o'clock. For us, it's 8 o'clock in the evening. So if I pushed it any further, it would be like 10 in the evening. But I'm always open to hear what everybody thinks, especially about the timing. If there's a lot of West Coasters out there too, you can feel free to chime in. Of course, we do have Ernesto, we have LSG now. We also are going to have quite a few. Takuma might not like it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Takuma might not like it either. That's the biggest thing. But we're definitely excited to do. All we need really is the 270K, and we're gonna get the. We're definitely gonna get the Lean Lee cooler, and we'll also get the Lean Lee power supply to go with the rest of the build. That's all we need for that side. And of course, we got this new project that we have coming up, which is Project Steel. Project Steel is going to be practical. Well, did I call it Project Metal? I mean, Project Metal is going to be that ASRock build where I'm trying to work with AMD now to try to obtain a sample of a processor if they can. Specifically, I asked for a 9800 X3D, so that way we can really see if this whole burnout issue is happening with it. So I will certainly let you guys know if that does end up coming through. Also, another thing is we'll end up getting some parts for the Project Metal as well, as we're going to make this an ASRock. We'll probably get the RX 9070 XT, I feel, with it, as it's been a little while since we did any A&D type of builds, you know? I mean, yeah, like a full-out AMD build. You know, the funny thing is, yesterday, we were, like, craving, because, of course, when you're in the U.S., there's a lot of access when it goes to pizza and burgers and all those different food areas. But we really wanted to just get some decent sushi and some ramen. So that's where we ended up like late last night. We actually ended up building up this desk on this desk a lot longer than we thought because we had so many wires. You have you include the you include everything that's like hooked up to this table right now. It just took a massive amount of time. I still gotta like kind of organize it under there, but it looks so much better compared to what it used to look like for sure. Talking about it, I'm having beans with toast and with barbecue sauce. That's yeah, yeah, that's quite interesting. Um, yeah, you know, I gotta say, English breakfast is very interesting from when I see like a full out English breakfast. That's probably one of the things I would try if like I was over in England. Contacted Asus about buying my 9950 XRD and they sent me a Hero since they did not have the strict. Oh, that's awesome. They wanted to inspect the board. Hmm, really? I'm glad they shed a little bit of light onto it. Did they? So LSG, did they share any answers with you? Asus has been pretty silent on my side, to be honest. Because I would love to definitely put more light onto the issue. But I'm pretty sure usual eggs, bacon, and some berries for dessert. Oh, that's awesome. Keto diet works really well. The biggest thing is making sure to have like the right amount of protein and the right amount of fat. The carbs are pretty usually easy to avoid because there's so much food out there, so many options when it comes to eating what you want, like especially when it comes to cheeses and everything. And it's amazing like how much protein cheese can truly have. And then it's actually great because it has it's like one of those things where it's good like if you get the decent type of cheese where a lot of it features like different things like vitamin D, what is it? Vitamin D2, no, K2 as K2 and D3 as both of those vitamins in there. Yes, cheddar cheese is really good. I love cheddar cheese. The other day, I was really craving like a. It's funny. I get these weird cravings when it comes to cheese. I want it. It's like a staple when it comes to the U.S. It's an old type, traditional type of staple, which is grilled cheese. And every once in a while, I'll really crave some grilled cheese. I don't know what it is. It's like the toast and the melted cheese just goes so well together. Um, so I'll end up grilling some grilled cheese. Like if I get the craving, I ended up buying like 2 bags of like cheese. They just said that they were willing to replace the board even though it was working. They just said that they were collecting as much. Ah, that makes sense. That's probably why they didn't want to publicly state anything. And because I contact 2 of the guys I know, I'll probably reach out to them next week because they I haven't heard from them in a little bit, and I do want to get more things from Asus, but I don't want to get too much projects at once going. Sourdough, yellow English cheddar, sliced for a little bit of bacon, and that's my grilled cheese right now. Oh, that sounds good. I think I ended up picking out sharp cheddar cheese. How I know some guys out there are more either sharp guys. Some people don't really like it. Some people prefer more of a mild cheese. Oh, Rugel, sorry I missed you. I just saw eating cereal feels. Yeah, cereal. I tried to avoid like cereal, but so I end up mixing up if you really look into here. Is it actually contains some. I keep saying flax seeds, but I mean to say chia seeds. There's chia seeds also in here for some great fiber if you're looking to add more fiber. But the biggest thing with chia seeds, you gotta make sure to let it sit in the fridge, like for a decent, like overnight at least, because otherwise it just won't it won't be very good. Sourdough, yellow English cheddar, sliced for a little bit of bacon. That's my grilled cheese right there. And I usually go for a light soup, some yogurt, and some sort of olive mix with some herbs, perhaps some greens too, with whole grains. That sounds good. That actually sounds really good. I love sharp cheddar cheese. Yeah, it's amazing, right? Isn't it? It's addicting. There's something about it. And then one thing that I feel is underrated is Parmesan cheeses. Parmesan cheeses are really good too. I know it's more of like of a hard cheese, so it's like, but it's also really good when you put it into things. So everybody, make sure to fuel up and get ready in the morning. If it's the afternoon, definitely gonna grab lunch, or if you're heavy, grab some dinner. A good blue cheese also get some cut iceberg lettuce, bacon crumbles, and a little bit of cheese. Oh yeah, that's awesome. If I wake up late, I just do a questionable brunch consisting of 2 bananas with molasses poured on top. Huh. That sounds interesting. That sounds very interesting. 2 bananas with molasses poured on top. Do you sit it inside of a bowl and just like put the molasses on top and eat it with pretty much a spoon? I would assume. That sounds like an interesting mix. Ah, yeah, I kind of figured that. It would have to go that route. Has anyone got to try Crimson Desert so far? Out of curiosity, I'm definitely gonna play it once I get it. I'm and with Resident Evil Requiem so far, we got up to the part where I'm pretty much like, I think towards the end of it. I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm towards a lab. I'm at the lab with Grace right now. Just checking in. I'm gonna get the real. That's an awesome one. The 360. Yeah, that's a good choice actually. I think you would really like it. It has a lot of flexibility with it too, actually, and you'll like that full three. Like pretty much, it's like a 360 display on that thing. Are you planning to? And I know you've been probably keeping your eyes out for the Neo board. Did you end up pre-ordering it? And if you're not sure what Havy's talking about, it's an ASRock. I'm not ASRock. Sorry, ASUS. It's an ASUS cooler, and I'll show you guys. Actually, let me pull that up. In fact, so you guys can check it out here. And it looks like this. There we go. Right there, guys. Definitely a good choice. Just waiting for the Neo motherboard. It's still not here in Singapore. Ah, okay, okay. When I reach Asus next week, I'll ask them. I'll ask them if they know about Asia's release dates, and if I can get that information, I'll definitely share it with you. We'll try to figure that out. But yeah, this is a really dope cooler though. You know, on top of it, there's actually a magnet too, which is pretty cool. That you see that LED there? That's on top, like by the shroud and the fans. Those are you can actually swap them out too, which is cool. About the Rio 4. Yeah, no problem, Havy. That's a really cool thing. So they actually have you could put the one with the eyes, which is their of course their icon. Which one the one that they have now. And if you go further down, let me see if they show it actually. They probably will. 2K display, and then as we get progress a bit further down here, right here, you can actually change them out the styling. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, I know for sure you can swap them out. Like you could actually take these off and then swap them out if you wanted to. Of course, the best part is it's magnetic, so they stick onto each other. No need for wired daisy chain, and especially if you get a new motherboard, the Neo motherboards, you don't have to worry about really connecting a wire. If it's depending if this is up to date or not. I know they might have another variation. I know they already have. They got two coolers that they actually worked on at ASUS, as you guys seen at CES. I'm gonna replace the fans with Lian Li Uni. Oh, that's pretty dope. Though my breakfasts are rather tame compared to the proper Turkish breakfast, where it's a more open buffet. Oh yeah, that sounds like it's good. I would like to try it. I love trying all different kinds of food. That's one thing I'm not afraid of is eating different foods. So Mr. Rainbow says you have the Asus Strix B650E gaming Wi-Fi. Still feels amazing. Feels like a oh, you mean feels like a X670? Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they have great motherboards for sure. Um, Of course, what happened with LSG, of course, it can happen to anybody. It's happened to me before when I had a bad motherboard. Um, and a lot of times when these issues happen, I feel like it's now a lot of people argue whether if it's a manufacturer such as ASUS or ASRock or is it from AMD. And I think the answer truly, I think it's between neither. I think when they end up engineering these processors when it comes to AMD, I think it's to the point where it has to be tuned so perfect for it to work well that AMD and any other board manufacturer has to make sure to hit those points directly without risking any type of burns. It's just sensitive, and also it's it's just mostly really sensitive. It has to do with a lot of the microcode, I feel like. Have you tried Punjabi food? Maybe. How what type of food is it? Like what are some of the dishes that you guys if I'm assuming if it's Punjabi is if it's similar to, forgive me if I'm wrong, if it's like Indian food. If it is, I've tried like of course I had tandoori chicken. That's like that's a great one. And of course, I enjoy the if it's like basmati rice, and of course the different curries. Yes, I would say I've had it if it's what I'm thinking. Northern Indian food. Okay, so it's very specific. Okay, that's what I figured. I thought so. Yes, so I had like tandoori chicken, the different type of damn breads. I love the bread though. I do like the bread. Dipping it with the different sauces is really good. 2K display on a cooler. You can't. You know, this is a backup monitor just in case if you want to game on the go. You want to game with your PC without the monitor? There you go. Chapati bread. Yes. Yes. It's very good. I had an Indian beef stew with red curry. Awesome. You know the crazy thing? Yes, curry and bread. Mm-hmm. You know they say Indian food is actually one of the top foods, like out of when it comes to flavor. So if you guys never tried it, give it a shot. You actually might really like it. It's really good actually. If you guys never tried Indian food, um, but yeah, I've tried quite a few interesting dishes. There's what's it? What kind of food was it? I had one place. I think I had Turkish food actually once. It was really good too. But the Turkish dishes, if it's they serve it in like 5 or 7 servings. So you get like 5 or 7 servings of dishes. So you just pay for your meal, and then I remember that's how they did it. They just bring in the different food. But it's not like probably like a true um Turkish style buffet like how you were saying. Red curry is really good, but the yellow curry is better for the chicken. Oh, just to let you know. Oh, okay, okay. Without the turn. Awesome. There's already. Yes, that is true. There are monitors with cases. So, what if you want to go? What if you want to have Discord on there? It would be small. You can have Discord on one screen, and then you have a monitor on the other. That would be pretty innovative, right? And I gotta say, I'm really curious to see what Intel is gonna bring out later this year. I really think they're gonna have a Panther handheld sometime. Um, I'm really curious how the pricing is gonna go when it comes to it. Monitors with cases, cases with monitors, or big hollow laptops. Yes. Yeah, who knows? And of course, I know a lot of us are looking forward to AMD's not AMD's, I say AMD's. Thinking of Nvidia. Nvidia's integrated chip, which is going to be with Intel, almost like SoC. That's going to be based on laptops and handhelds. That should, I think we're going to see something like that in Computex. I really want to go to Computex. I keep trying to talk my wife into it. I don't think we're like it's like 50-50. So if we do go, I will definitely let you guys know. See, the biggest problem though is we want to also take care of our dog too, since he's older. Um, he'll be Jonah will be 14 in he'll be 14 in May. So we want to make sure that he enjoys a very good life for while he's a senior dog. But so far he's been doing really well. And another thing I gotta say too is having a standing desk or a desk with a motor in it. You'd think you wouldn't really use it too often, like using the lift going up and down. But I gotta say, um, it's surprising how often you would use it. Like just kind of consistently adjusting. Rugal Rugal Bros says it's expected that the fancier Turkish restaurants to also provide a billion side dishes for free. So those are generally endless. Oh, that sounds good, man. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I would love a good Turkish restaurant. I remember it being a great experience. I would definitely try it again. Of course, there's like, I would love to try dishes I've never tried yet. Like, I don't think I've tried like a proper like Moroccan food spot yet. Or what else? Or even Persian food. So I'm curious about how those dishes are. Um, and of course, I gotta say, when it comes to food, I feel like the go-to, like you can never really go wrong when it comes to. Um, I know it's the more Asian side here. It's like when you go with rice and when you go with noodles, it's I don't know. There's just something about it. It's just delicious. I have not played Crimson yet. I am planning to. I do plan on playing it soon, and as soon as that'll be soon as next week. Because I got, you know how I'm gonna get Crimson? I'm gonna get it through a GPU. Otherwise, I'd just buy it right now. I would have just been bought it and start playing it. And also, this forces me to finish Resident Evil 2. Uh, Resident Evil's uh, Requiem. And I'm almost done the game. I know I'm almost done because I'm in the lab right now with Grace. Oh yeah, awesome. Thank you for coming in. We're just about to open up the floodgate, guys, just to let you guys know. So this is about to go full live. There you go. Let's see if TikTok wants to work today. I'm gonna give it a shot, see if we can get it working. It gets finicky. The funny thing about TikTok. What's up, Amir? I'm good. How's everything with you? Let's see. Perfect. Right now, I'm just working on my getting this stream up and going here on TikTok. The annoying thing is it's consistently changing the stream key code. There we go. Hopefully it should load right up. We'll see. Again, TikTok's very finicky when it comes to lives for some reason. It doesn't you should pay. Yeah, I do. I want to visit Singapore. I look at Singapore as like Asia's like US pretty much, because it's a mix of so many different cultures there. Oh, awesome. How was the gym, Amir? What's going on, Jamal? Great to see you. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so I've been doing members only like recently in the morning, just to let you know. So in the morning, if you guys tune in at around between 8 to 8:30 is the roundtable. And now we're in back to the full out floodgates live. And I don't know what's up with TikTok live. It's like in the middle of streaming. So if you're wondering why we had this ROG Rio 4 up, it's because we were looking at the cooler. One of our wonderful members is interested in getting it. Havy. Smashed arms and stepped master call. Awesome. Oh, I apologize, guys. Let me get the Stream Ninja up here, so you guys can see each other now. You guys will. I do apologize for that. There we go. That should pop up momentarily. There you go. Perfect. Now you guys can see each other. Bro, I just found out some crucial SSDs that got canceled on me on delivery day for sale again. What? Again, same price that it found the first time. Free delivery March. Man, you're just trying to get your PC put together and they just won't allow it. They just won't allow it to happen. I ain't falling for this shit again, but something tells me this would get canceled just like the first. Probably. Here goes the guys. They're cutting the grass now. It feels bad to buy a pre-built, but it's good to option for the money. I was interested in a model that had an Ultra 265K and a 5070. How much is it? How much is it, Jamal? Should I be worried? What's up, Mitchell? Is it restricted in power or BIOS locked? Okay, so you have it. It sounds like you already have it. Oh yeah. Okay. So, why do you feel like it's restricted right now? Let me see. Did I miss something? Exactly. Hit me up when you're coming. Oh yeah, for sure. I'll definitely let you know, Havy. I'm eating this like it's right. I'm not sure to get 270K plus over the 285K. Nah, I would, to be honest, wait till I start benchmarking it, because I don't think that, I'm pretty sure your 285K will have more power than 270K. Oh yeah, for sure. Oh man, is your, so your question is, Jamal, are you worried that you're unable to do things like overclocking. Is that your concern? Like when it comes to your pre-build? Let me double check this. Hopefully it works. We'll see. Right now I'm just refreshing it, seeing if I can. Yeah, just doesn't want to work. Of course it doesn't want to work. Um, excuse me a moment, guys. I'm just double checking my settings here on the TikTok. Maybe it's the bandwidth not allowing it. Oh well. I apologize for the TikTok viewers. So, let me see. Then what did I miss, guys? So, video cards, Intel says it's listening on socket lifespan for the LG. Okay, let me copy this. We'll put it into here. We'll take a look at it. And Ultra 7265K is 250 watts max power, same for 5070. So it's already 500 watts in two components. I didn't buy it yet. It sells around. Oh, okay. Honestly, I'm gonna worry. I think you would more than likely be happy about it. The only thing is the biggest thing is when you start upgrading components, just be prepared to upgrade more than one part. Typically, if you upgrade, say, the GPU, be prepared to also upgrade the power supply with it as well. It's a great way to get into PC gaming at first. So, yeah, I mean, going for it's a decent choice. Now, if you were to build your PC, how much more expensive would it be? Like, say if it was the same exact specifications, how much would it be if you chose pretty much your own motherboard? And what location are you in? Waffle Skater says, well, the 285K is higher, so you go with that. But don't listen to me. I have no clue about Intel CPU names since the 14th gen. Yeah, he's pretty much on spot with that. And same thing, as I was telling Amir, is that when it comes to 285K, it's a bit more limited. I'm going to disconnect for TikTok because this is just ridiculous there. It's wasting our time. Okay, perfect. I think it's just going to end up taking up bandwidth, and I can make this bigger. So it's going to be less cores and less threads compared to the 285K. So if you're using it for multi-core purposes, I know that you certainly love your overclocking, and 285K would certainly be the processor to do that. I'm scared that I won't get what I'm paying for, like not like a full RTX. I see what you're saying. So you feel like you're not getting the full power out yards. You should be able to though. You should, even if it's a pre-built PC, you should be able to get the full power up in your 5070. If you're worried about power limits, like if there's some sort of limit of power, yeah, that's a possibility. But it's going to be more for efficiency. So if you look at it, it's not going to be that much of a power loss, if that's the case. But they're not going to restrict it to that point. 270K plus is 24 cores. And let me see. We can look up the chart here actually. The chart right this is the chipsets. Let's go back and I'll show you. We'll look at the processors. And how would they have it listed here? 300. I know they have the list here. Now this is the HX. Bartlett Lake. Here we go. Yeah, let's look up the list here so we can take a 270K chart. What I'm going to look at. Okay, so on the benchmark here, it says that average is 270K. 70 plus is about 66,677 from someone benchmarking this on Passmark. and it has 24 cores and 24 threads, so there's no hyper threading so that's very interesting, I find, because that means there's no hyper threading or any SMTs on that. Now if we go to 85K, not too far off. Honestly, they're not that far off. So imagine if they did come out with if they did end up coming out with a 290K. That's crazy. It would actually have some. So they're actually tied. They're actually tied. That is really weird. I did not realize that they were that close to each other. I think the difference is really it is the clocks. It's mostly the clocks is the difference between the two. So the 270K is actually quite a bargain, which is only going to be $300 on release. They don't have, hyper thing. Yeah, and that's the thing. It doesn't have hyper threading or SMTs. They're going to do the same thing when it comes out when they have the new Bartlett Lake. Once that ends up releasing their whole new Nova Lake, I should say. That's going to end up with the no SMTs, like the 52 cores and 52 threads type of deal. See what Amir sent us here? Right there. Socket longevity, huh? So they're trying to compete with pretty much like AM5. And it goes from 86 Celsius in game to 64 Celsius without hyperthreading. And the same with torture. Yeah, because there's honestly not a need for it when it comes to these processors. Man, there's no way this new 270K Plus is going to be MSRP when it comes out. I know, that's the crazy part. I've been consistently checking Micro Center. And we're going to take a look here. Now, everybody that's pissed about the DLSS 5, feel free to voice, because I know you guys want to hear about it. But right now, we're just checking out the new Intel processor, because that's going to drop within, let's see, today's Saturday, so something Monday, 3 days. In 3 days. No, not yet. They don't have it listed yet. I've been keeping an eye on it. With the i9, the i9 is better for silicon. Yeah, and the funny thing is that whole article here that you mentioned here, Amir, it's true. It is going to get more expensive because there's going to be more shortages, apparently. Like when it comes to the processors. If you guys got to check out that video, I bring that topic up because pretty much the reason being is because just like everything else, the wafers are being allocated to AI. That includes, now there are two different wafers. You have the one that's from TSMC, and then you also have the ones that are from your other memory chip companies too. So unfortunately, processors are going to get expensive. It's going to be crazy. It's going to get really expensive for anyone who wants to build a PC. And it just seems like we just keep getting worse news, and hopefully something positive we hear, like from the whole PC side. The only thing I can say is that thank God for Micro Center. Same thing when it comes to Newegg with these bundles, because if it wasn't for these bundles, it would make it so much harder to do a PC build. Yes, thank you. Thank you for letting everyone know, Dunn, for hitting the like. I'm American, so I'm choosing to be pissed for no reason on something. Hey, you have all rights to be pissed on something. No one wants that AI slop. Okay. I'm about to tune into it. Apologize for me eating my breakfast here. What's up, Wasabi? We're about to talk about it. Yes. No, not this. We meant to this. Power spec. It's funny, once you click into it, it goes directly to their whole page. So these are the specs for a Micro Center build, if anyone was curious. So this has an AMD Ryzen 7 9800X3D, Gigabyte B850, Wi-Fi 6, 32 gigabytes, NVIDIA. That's actually decent. That's actually not bad. For 2,500, but honestly, you can build a PC for about that much, I feel. Especially when you get the, you could probably build it for even a better deal. Still cheaper than a 5090. Yeah, I wonder when they're gonna release the Bartlett Lake CPUs. I feel like they're not. They're gonna end up throwing that stuff on the side. Micro Center is awesome. I agree. Oh, really? That's all. You got it for 400 bucks. Did you get it? This costs 4 point. I'm sorry to hear that it costs that much. Hopefully you guys are liking the new view. It's probably a little bit different than what you're used to seeing. It looks somewhat the same, a little bit different. But there's a new desk that I'm using now. It's definitely a lot more sturdier. Definitely much more sturdier. Good. That's all you need. You want to make sure it's working. Don't worry, guys. I will get into the rant about the DLSS 5 soon. I'm just trying to finish up my breakfast real quick before I start ranting. I don't want to choke on my chia seeds. Right now, I'm just loading up, so just give me a moment. Right now, we're just looking at some pre-built PCs. We're trying to start with good vibes this morning. Good vibes, at least. It's installed and working. Great. So I would like to purchase the Panther Lake Mini PC, but the cost of memory is too expensive, and you cannot upgrade on the memory because it is soldered in. And some may try to modify it. You can always desolder it and then put and resolder the new stuff on. Newegg has some amazing deals. Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll show you some of my favorite deals, in fact, when it comes to Newegg here. Now I always post them up on my YouTube, or if you guys check out on Discord, I also post them up on there. So feel free to check it out. But specifically, they have actually a really good deal. Hopefully they still have it with the carbon motherboard here. Let me see. Like, these deals are actually really good. Like, take a look at this one. The MSI, it comes with MSI's MAG, right? This is what it comes with. MSI's MAG X870 Tomahawk Wi-Fi AM5 ATX gaming motherboard. It comes with RAM and it comes with a case, all for the wonderful price of $611, which is really hard to beat. And considering this is a X870 board, that's not bad. It's a shame. I actually like their processor deals better, but it seems that they have run low on them. They only have the Tomahawk bundles. But if you guys check out the history on my comments, like when it comes to these kits, they're pretty awesome. How much is a pre-built 5070? Yeah, sure. I'll share it with you. So a pre-built 5070, let's see. Let's go to the lowest price first. And we will go down to select 5070. See if we can find the cheapest price. They don't have a 5070 for power spec. but they had the 5070 Ti. We can look at that. About 2,000. So not too much of a difference. Again, this is the Ti variant. Now overall, if we're looking at pre-built PCs, let's see. Gaming desktops. And we'll go ahead and check out 5070. There's only one. They have one. Okay, so about 1500. This one's by Alienware. Has the Intel 265K. So this is kind of similar to what you were looking at, but this one's a Alienware version. And it has Resident Evil Requiem. If it has that with it, yeah, that's because of the NVIDIA card. Yeah, it's an awesome deal. I'm so far it's been really good. It's life changing, I gotta say. I didn't think I would use the lift as much as I do, because the ergonomics was just so excellent. Like when you're sitting, you could literally now have your arms comfortably sitting where it's at instead of eventually hurting from reaching. And then when you can actually lift the desk standing, I definitely look forward into sharing the video about this desk. Go look at the G760 pre-built, sure. We're gonna take a look at that real quick. G760 pre-built. I'm gonna just look it up on Google here. Wow, that's actually decent. 9070 XT. But honestly, seeing these specs, you could actually do the build yourself. Probably for a bit cheaper if you wanted to. 2,000's a bit high, I feel. Or it might be just right on the money. Let me see. It probably doesn't get too specific on what the specifications are. Let me see. It tells you what it is, but you also want to have an idea what type of brand they use. Okay, so at least we know that they use an Asus Prime motherboard. That for sure, because I see the color and it says Asus right here. This looks like their own type of cooler. I'm trying to figure out what cooler brand that is. I'm not sure. I'm moving. Oh, do it. Hey, do it. Move to the land of opportunity. Waffle Skater says, so their homepage banner states that the GPU VRAM as the RAM. Oh, really? On the homepage? Oh, man, they really effed that up. Pre-builds are now better value. Yeah, well, it could be. It could be. Now, he wants to show us the new XMP kits. Oh, man, just imagine how expensive this is going to be. Let's see. I'm going to open up a page for it. There we go. 329 euros for it. And this is for 8,000 megahertz of CL38. Of course, latency's been a problem, it seems like, for those who have been trying to hunt for low latency. Oh, really? Was it your NVIDIA games you were unable to obtain? Make sure to reach out to NVIDIA about it. I feel bad because I got Resident Evil sitting and I can't even claim it. I actually bought it, but now it's just like sitting there. Now the problem is I wish I gave the code to somebody else that had a 50 series, because then they could have activated it. This is the store I shop on. Oh, okay. I disagree, Neil. Some pre-builds come with, yes. See, that's the tricky part. That's why I was like, let me see that. It's good to look at it in depth because you're not exactly sure. It looks good on paper, but it's missing. This is what you have to really be careful in pre-builds is it's missing latencies. It's missing details about what type of components that they used. Oh, I'm sorry. Not for some reason I always get that mixed up. But that is quid. Right? Quid? That's as they call it, it's either 329 quid, which is British pounds. So that's how much it is. And so that it's up there. Only available in UK. I should have noticed when I saw this. Thank you. Thank you, chefs. Finally almost done this yogurt. Okay. Let's go back here. You know what? It's almost, once I get this done, we'll get into the whole DLSS 5 thing. So, if you guys are unfamiliar with the pricing currently, it's very expensive when it comes to SSDs. So if you don't have an SSD, or if you know somebody with the SSD that can spare you one, make sure to get one because it's insanely crazy. $329 for a 2 terabyte Evo Plus. Now, if you get the Pro, it's $400. So they've been holding about this price range. The 9100, it hit up as high as $500 last week, but it finally dropped down to $420, which isn't much of a deal. So, what's up, Marik? Yeah, so it's not much of a deal. It was $500 momentarily, like probably for a day or two, and then it's quickly dropped down. And honestly, when it hit $500, I got a little bit nervous because I was going to say that's insanely expensive for just 2 terabytes. That's practically $250 per terabyte, and just because it's PCI Express 5. And I think what grounded them was the fact that it did not make sense to put that as high as they originally did. Now, it's only a $20 difference if you jump from PCI Express 4 over to PCI Express 5. Again, absolutely makes no sense. $419.99 versus $400. So, if you're planning to install it like on a PS5 or on a ROG Ally, get PCI Express. You can get PCI Express 3 or even PCI Express 4 is okay too. PCI Express 5 for any console use or for any type of handheld will be 100% a waste of money. Unfortunately, they do not have the power to do PCI Express 5 just quite yet. So G40 says, hey, just a question. Do you know an app that sort of duplicates photos and videos and files? I'm pretty sure more than 1 to 2 terabytes are just duplicates. Yes. I will look that up. I will post it onto Discord. It's been a while, but there is an application for that actually. It's actually even free. So I will post it when I find it. It's been a while, man. But there is something out there for that. I will share it with you. I have saved 1,000. Should I buy a PC or wait for Steam Deck? By the way, I have an Acer Nitro version 15 RTX 5050 laptop. So almost all my work is done by my laptop. No complaints, but I want to have a good PC console. Okay, so if that's the case, you want to get a decent PC or wait for the Steam Deck. Two completely different realms, I have to say. Of course, the Steam Deck is going to be based on Linux. PC can also be based on Linux if you choose it to be. Now, if you want something that you can take full advantage of, then just get a PC. I wouldn't just quite wait for a Steam Deck to end up releasing. Or do you mean, or do you mean you're waiting for the whole new? You're waiting for the Steam box. Is it not the Steam box? What's it called? You're waiting for the Steam machine. That's what you're possibly waiting for. Is that correct? Amazon took down the crucial SSD listing. Oh, really? I was going to say share it with us, and then we can definitely share it to the chat because that would be great and beneficial for everybody out there that's looking for a decent deal. Yeah, no problem. I get it. I get it. It could really be painful, especially if you got a lot of content on your drives. So on the power spec, I'm pretty sure that the AIO was cooler. Oh, you might be right. Now that this rang in my head, that does look like a Cooler Master AIO. That was a good point that you brought up. It's crazy that I thought I spent too much on a Gen 5 4 terabyte for 462 months ago. Yeah, absolutely. It seemed crazy then. So just imagine like paying for 1 terabyte's insane. I'll show you. In fact, if you purchase a 1 terabyte drive, it's insanely expensive. A Samsung 990 Pro is $200 just for 1 terabyte. Now, tell me how that's worth 200 bucks. I don't think anybody wants to spend $200 on just 1 terabyte. So yes, you meant the Steam Machine. That's what I figured. If you wait for the Steam Machine, it's definitely it's worth getting if you want to wait for it. Now, what type of, you weren't too specific on the type of work that you plan on doing. If you're doing it 50, if you're gaming on a, using a 50/50 laptop and you've been doing well and you have no issues, I imagine the Steam Machine will would be sufficient for your needs. You can wait until then, but they are planned to release sometime this year. They're still unsure about the whole pricing of the Steam Machine. Originally, they were going to release it at $600, but around like $500 to $600. But now, because of pricing, they also had to push up the pricing of the Steam Machine. Now, the Steam Machine might be a bit closer to the $700 to $800 range once it ends up dropping. That would be a more realistic number. And for those waiting for a new console, like a PlayStation 6 or an Xbox Series X, I hate to break it to you guys, it's not going to be cheap. It's going to be practically, from what I'm seeing, more than likely a large APU, which will be cheaper on the manufacturing side, but does not change the fact of what they're going to end up selling it for, which is going to end up costing them, or costing you really, about $1,100 to $1,200 for a console. So get ready for that if you plan on getting a console. Now, if you're planning on sticking on PC, that's a great option as well. Of course, you still can get decent deals on building PCs as well. I had to wait like 2 years after release to actually get a PS5. They were so you know, the crazy thing is, the first time in history, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X did not drop in price after 3 years. Instead, they chose to do the opposite, which was increase the price, or in fact hold the price, depending on what type of model that you held. So this is how you know the difference in timing, especially when it comes to consoles. Now, the question truly is how successful will the next consoles be? Will they truly gain a lot of attention? Which I'm going to put up in a poll for everybody out there. Just out of curiosity, I am curious about everybody out there about when it comes to console. Would this, for you, especially for you console users out there, I'm sure you can certainly answer this. I'll put up a poll asking about will you buy the next gen PlayStation or Xbox? And there you go. Feel free to answer. You just simply put 1 or 2, and let me know what you think. Will you be purchasing a next gen PlayStation or Xbox? So far, no. Any idea what's the GPU equivalent of the Steam Machine? Yes. 7600. More than likely the RX 7600, which is roughly like a 3060, probably. Like a 30, more like 4060 actually. Yeah, like a 4060. No. I love how Ivy just puts no. Just to let you guys know, in order for to see the poll to move, just put 2, but I don't think it's necessary because it seems like everyone has voted no to a new console. The issues with consoles is that the consoles themselves were always sold at loss, and money gets made back on games. That is absolutely right. Memberships and whatnot. Well, now, because games are fewer and far worth buying at launch, they aren't making all that money from games. And now they have the excuse to raise pricing for even more the next generation. Absolutely. Makes sense. Interesting. Guess how he puts X. What's X mean? I'm assuming no. That's what that means, right? AI stealing our RAM, wanting us to touch grass. I'm gonna come out with a very interesting video. I'll try to have it produced by Sunday. I had a really busy weekday, so I apologize if I don't have a video out by tomorrow. Only by the application statement of no longer porting games. You know what's funny? Excuse me. I'm eating a very thick part of the yogurt. You know, the crazy thing is PlayStation, because how they had that whole statement, just like what you said, about no longer porting PC games is true. The interesting thing is, if this remains the way that they choose, which is insane. I mean, look at Helldivers. Look at how well Helldivers did. Because that was all across PC and PS5. And now they choose, I don't think it's making enough. I don't think we're doing well enough. So we're not going to do it. Helldivers' success was because of that. If you guys remember, Helldivers was a decent, I think it was like a decent 55 to 60% of buyers were on PC than PlayStation 5. Honestly, I think it's an excuse to give PlayStation more power to be able to sell consoles, first of all. And then the second portion, I gotta say, is because they want to do more remakes. I hate to say it, which is true. More remakes is on the way. I had the latest Xbox, but I didn't like it. Sold it for $300 8 months ago. Hey, I don't blame you. Especially if you have a PC, it makes absolutely no sense to get an Xbox. X means Xbox by far, and only PlayStation 5 now only store games. PlayStation 5 let me absolutely. You know, I have a PlayStation 5, guys, and it sits under my TV. And you know, the only time it turns on is because I turn on my TV. So if you have an LG TV and you have a PlayStation 5 hooked up to it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But that's the only time it turns on. Other than that, that's it. The last game I really truly played on there was Final Fantasy 6. Was it 16? Yeah, Final Fantasy 16. That was the last game I ended up playing on there. And I didn't really play anything else besides that. I had some other games, the remake games. It's kind of annoying, like Ghost of Tsushima and stuff. But now it's on PC, which is even better. But anyway, I have these games and I don't play them. It's just not an entertaining system. They did really bad on this one. I'm saying yes for PS6, but that really depends on the price and availability. Plus, if it needs to be a huge upgrade over to PS5, which, okay, I will discuss that actually real quick. I'll touch base on that with the Xbox Helix, and I will also speak on the whole PS6 as well, if you guys are curious about it. If they release the machine in a few months, I think it's a good option. I don't think they could recoup the cost of RAM and storage. Yeah, that's the problem. That's why it's so expensive. So PlayStation, again, don't be surprised if PlayStation 6 and Xbox Helix are going to be touching that $1,000 base. I mean, think about PlayStation 3 when it first released. Remember how expensive that originally was? It was an $800 console or a $700 console. It was really expensive when it first released. You're going to see those type of pricings again. Samsung 9100 Pro. Yes. We were looking at that actually a bit earlier, which is crazy insane. 9100 Pro is about $420. Steam sale is unbreakable. I know it is. What's that new game? Has anybody played that new Left 4 Dead? The creator of it, he came out with this game on Steam, and it's not expensive either. I heard it's really good. So, and maybe new expensive not will save $100. New Xbox PC, old PS5. Okay, to speak on the console, so to say, if you're curious about the specifications, as of now, if you're familiar with consoles, how they're built, they're kind of similar to a PC. They have a dedicated GPU built into them, right? So it's just like a PC. They have their own dedicated GPU and a custom CPU. to run this console. Of course, they have their own software and whatever. So when it comes to the new consoles, when it comes to the new Xbox Code Helix, and the same thing with PlayStation 6, they're thinking of more of integrating, meaning they're trying to go more APU. So it's going to feel, it's going to be, so to say, similar to like a Asus ROG Ally or like a Lenovo Legion Go 2. Like it's going to be more of a base like that. So what they plan on doing is creating a very large APU. This will save them a lot on costs here. They're going to build this large APU, which has everything into one. If you're familiar with MacBooks, kind of a similar concept. So they're going to have the GPU built into the processor, and they will also have the memory also built into the processor. The storage, hard to say. Xbox will probably have it built into the APU. I could see that. And I can see PlayStation having it separate because they want to be more friendly in that sense. So imagine the consoles, they're going to be actually much more smaller than what they are now. That's what I see. They're going to be a lot smaller than what they currently look like now. Of course, right now they look like massive beasts because GPUs are not getting any smaller, right? They seem like they're getting larger. So with the APU, they have the possibility of reducing the size of the system now. And it's going to cost still about $1,000 at the minimum. So again, Xbox will be on the higher side, maybe about $1,100 to $1,200, because it's going to be based on a Windows OS, and it's also going to be based on having Steam as part of their partners when it comes to Xbox. So expect to see something similar to that. That's how it's going to change. They're going to make it seem like it's more of an evolution because they're shrinking down, but it's also going to have more power. But the power is not going to be an insane amount of power. Instead, it's going to be like it's going to be like a tiny upgrade. Or not really tiny, I would say like a small upgrade from where it's at now. So yes, John Carpenter's great game. Play it on Steam. I heard it was going to be really good. Both the consoles are rumored to be G7. Helix is supposed to be 160 bits, so with 24 gigabytes will be pretty expensive. Xbox will be more universal. Yes, and I think that's why it's going to cost more because it has more of the universal usage. I got an idea. Put the game on disc. I got an APS3, and then you can throw in the game as it plays. APUs are never going to be as powerful. Yes. And that's the problem. It's not going to be never as powerful as a dedicated GPU. Agreed. And let me drink some water here, guys, as I'm getting a little... that's better. Okay. Now we can talk about the DLSS 5, which, let's get into that. I know a lot of you guys are probably a bit curious about that whole situation, about the DLSS 5. So let's take a look. We're going to go into WCCF Tech. And then we're going to go into hardware, and we're going to look up a DLSS 5 article here. Let me see. Let's find it somewhere in here. DLSS 5. Okay, so this is more of an opinion article, but let's go more into the release of DLSS 5. Here we go. I didn't mean to zoom in into our wonderful Jensen Huang, the owner of NVIDIA here, talking about DLSS 5. You can see the excitement in his face there. So, all right. So let's go ahead and go down to DLSS 5. Fortunately, something like this isn't going to enter the whole console space. AMD has made a deal with PlayStation 6, and they've also have a deal with Xbox. So don't expect DLSS 5 if that's what you're looking for, type of deal on a console. Let's see. DLSS makeup, he calls it. So NVIDIA's CEO answers target about DLSS 5 is merely a filter of visual quality. So he argues that the 3D engine's pipeline is ensures that AI layer involved does not do guesswork with visual enhancements. It uses the structural data like the 3D skeleton, which is the geometry, and the motion vectors. So everything it's saying already exists, right? And the biggest thing what Jensen Huang was saying about the DLSS 5 is the fact that it's going to be up to the artist about how involved DLSS 5 will be. To a They can actually limit it to an extent, but the truth is, it's going to be a lot worse than that. It's going to be a lot of modders out there, as we know, going to really mess with DLSS 5. And he's making it seem that it's not true, that it's considered, of course, the favorite word out there, AI slop narrative out there. he really gets pissed off when people call it AI slop. So now, is this truly revolutionary? Is this really a change when it comes to DLSS 5? It's not. I think DLSS 5 looks good, more realistic, but it definitely changes the artist's intention. I agree. I do agree it does change the artist's intention. Just imagine all the work that they actually put into actually creating the character. You could literally draw this, okay? This exact image that we see here, right? You could literally draw this out on pen and paper or pencil and paper. And you could draw it out, and then you can actually let NVIDIA's DLSS 5 pretty much take over and kind of fill in the rest. You could literally convert pretty much like a 2D drawing into a like a full out image just like this, right? But that's with generative AI. Now, what his argument is that it's going to be based on neural rendering. So it's not going to be based on it's going to be already from the geometry and the lighting that exists in the game. So for him to state it like that, just again, it's not what gamers are truly looking for. It's more or so that people are looking for better deals when it comes with GPUs. They're not looking to get more visual enhancements. Sure, it can make the game look a lot better in certain aspects. And not all games are meant for this, just like how I joked around with Hi-Fi Rush. Like, could you literally imagine a realistic image of Hi-Fi Rush when you're playing? It would make absolutely no sense, and certainly takes away from the artist's intention if that's the case. But from what he's saying, that the studio is allowed to limit the certain amount, the certain extent of DLSS that is being performed onto the game. So I always like every console, so when in GameStop, easy to shop. I want a 5090. I think my limit don't want to really spend that. So what CPU do you have? You will bottleneck by a handful of CPUs with 5090s, making it not worth the money. A 5070 Ti is way better bang for your buck. Oh, okay. So yeah, again, it all depends on when we talk about GPUs here. It all depends on what your uses on the GPU will be for. Now, if you're looking to take advantage of, like, say, DLSS 5, yes, I can see a 5090 being a little bit more of an advantage because you have the 32 gigabytes of VRAM. Now, what would happen, which I am going to do a video based on it, because NVIDIA pretty much, what the hell? NVIDIA pretty much said what a GPU would be like if they ended up coming out with one. If they come out with their next generation GPU, it's definitely going to require more VRAM, 100% more VRAM, because in order to do neural rendering successfully and to do it really well, 32 gigabytes is a decent limit where it's at, but you need to have more bandwidth. To be able to have the capabilities to do this, you need to have at least up to roughly about almost 2 terabytes. Right now, the limit at 5090 is about 1.5 terabytes. So to push even further, to push the bar further, it can be done. They can still use G7. They don't have to use HBMs or anything like that in order to make this happen. So what would happen is the cost of memory is going to go up obviously, because we're looking for a bit more speed. The current limitation that we're at now is 28 gigabits per second when it comes to the speed. So imagine it, they're able to push it up to 36 at the current time, so that would be enough to do it. So 36 gigabits per second, and then you push it up to, like, say about 2 terabytes, and then of course you're going to have need to have better tensor cores, and then you also have to improve when it comes to, what else would it be? You need your tensor cores, and you also need your VRAM. You need to have the capacity, which is going to be at the minimum of 32 to 48 gigabytes to do it successfully, to do it really well without flaws, to run at 4K 240. Just say, you would need insane specifications to do it. So I'm getting a 5090. I took a CPU 9800. I'm talking that someone that has a 96. Oh, so they have the Blackwell RTX 6000. My nephew says the 58. I said nope. The 5080. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Like, it's because think about it. You really have to really push it in order for it to make this happen, to make it smooth, because it's going to not really run well if you have it at the minimum specifications. Now just say if they have a budget option, we can shut off the poll, as we have many have voted that people will not purchase the new PlayStation or Xbox. So the thing is, when it comes to, say, like, you're looking for a more minimum budget, expect it to also, they can't just throw some extra, they can't throw extra really ray tracing into there. It wouldn't make sense for a GPU to do that. That's not going to do anything, especially at the level that they're trying to reach. What they would do is, like, if they come out with like a budget version, it's come off with like a DLSS 5 like type of graphics. It won't be as enhanced as the larger models. It's going to look I hate to say it, it'll probably look kind of like this image, like where it's not 100% like detailed, but it's then from that one, the more budget models would have more a bit of generative AI. I feel like if they want to have that, try to sell it, they're gonna have to throw that in there, because it's not going to really go well with those GPUs. Now they can put the faster memory, of course, in there, and they can also put the faster G7, which they'll probably call it like G7X or something. And then once they come out with the faster cores, and they would also improve the VRAM capacity, which would probably be limited at probably about 18 at the minimum, 18 to 20 gigabytes of capacity. So about the build that I just did for, oh yeah, did you? 6K 6090. Here we, yes. Exactly, expect to spend a decent money, have some guap saved up. Hey, the 6000 Blackwell just dropped in price 500. Seems like a prime. Get it ready. Get your wallets ready for DLSS 5 to be into the making. Let's go and watch some of this wonderful DLSS 5 in action. What do you think, guys? See it transform in real life. DLSS 5. The memes are pretty funny. Let's see. We want to get it straight from NVIDIA. They didn't. Here it is. So we're gonna play this. We'll play this real quick, and of course, everyone can definitely state what their thoughts of it are. So it's coming to Resident Evil Requiem. So there it is. The DLSS off, and then now it is on. There it is. Off, on. Let me move that over. I know on the vertical side it's probably a lot harder to see. So again, let's go back. Okay, so that's the DLSS off. That's obviously nobody on PC that games on PC. It does not look like that on PC. It looks much more better than that. That's obviously from a console. Chris, show my pick of PC. Sure. Let me see if I can find it first. I will show it once I get the chance, for sure. Let's see. Let me switch over. Right there. Once I find it, I will share it for sure. So this is DLSS 5. That's off, right? Obviously, this is from a console. This is not from a PC. Now, of course, the largest transformation is once they transfer it over. This is how you can tell. You look at how the lighting is and everything. You look at how the ground looks. There's no real ray tracing. This looks like this is probably off of like a PlayStation 5, I would say. Yeah, I know it's not the same person. And then once you see the transformation here, so does that look a lot different to you than the original person? It makes it look like a completely different person. And you take a look at the details in the background. It looks completely way different. It looks almost. It doesn't really look, I'd say, photorealistic. And even if you take a look at like the details in the ground, there's not even like true reflections, and it's almost like you could see that it's not like the true world detail. Like if you really pay attention. Let's go to the next one. In fact, you take a look at Leon here, right? It almost looks like a filter. It really does look like just like a regular filter that someone decided to throw on there, right? It's obviously doesn't look right. It's not going to really look right for this. Like once they come out with something like this. Okay, so that was the Resident Evil 5 reveal. Let's go to their page here, and let's see. Go to their videos, and here we go. Here goes Zora. Saw J2 Cents video regarding how DLSS. I did see that. That was pretty funny. Making a game room can be a real job. Yes, it is. How do you like that? There you go. Take a look. Look at the lizard. They even got the lizard. I think the lizard was pretty pissed getting having a complete makeover like that. And all right, and now here we go. The details in the image right here. Okay, you can't forget the wonderful vines. And of course, you can't forget Starfield, which of course, as we all know, Bethesda is really good at making their characters. This is obvious. Like when you see Bethesda, when they come out with Bethesda game practically when you see it. So, let's take a look at this. So once you play this, right? Let's just get to it. We'll just play it right now, and you'll see. That looks nowhere as close as it originally was intended for. So you go from this, right, to that. Now, how can you say that's truly like the way the artist meant for them to look like? So notice how every scene is picked and very slow moving. Yes, that's what I mean. That's exactly the problem. Wait till they actually start, like you start playing a game, like how it's going to actually look like. It's always the cutscenes that they're showing, but they haven't got to show any of the actual gameplay. So what are they thinking about this? Still the same crap. What's good, Chris? Got a quick question. I'm currently running a 5800 XT, 32 gigabytes of RAM, and 9070 XT. Would you say it's worth considering upgrading to AM5 and getting now if you already have 5800 XT with 32 gig. That's a decent build, honestly. Now, if you're choosing to upgrade, you can get a Micro Center bundle. I mean, you're practically just transferring everything over. Are you going to be using the same case and everything, or will you get a completely different case? But I would say it would be worth it. That looks so different right there. That's 100% different. Not worth it for 10%. And expect that the pricing for the new generation of graphics cards to be really expensive. It's not going to get cheaper. Oh, and of course, most importantly, after sharing those details about like what the detailed specs could possibly be when it comes to the new generation of RTX cards, not really RTX cards, but it's probably going to be called like maybe they might as well call it AI cards or whatever they're going to decide to call it. Like, again, the AI 1000, just say if they put the pricing on it, expect it, the MSRP to be pushing around like closer to $2,600 to $3,000 for the high end one. So if it's a $2,600 to $3,000, imagine how much it's going to cost once it goes through a brand. Like if it goes through any of the brands, it's also going to cost an exuberant amount of money as well. It's going to be pushing closer to about $3,500 to maybe $3,700 for a top of the line next generation card when it comes from Nvidia. It's not going to be cheap. It's going to be very expensive. So, yes, I did. Let me double check it here. Zane, good to see you. 60 80 MSRP will be 4080 launch prices. Yes, and that's if we're lucky. I would see them pushing it a bit further because of the capacity of how much more expensive it is now for them to how much more expensive it is now to be able to get memory. They will sure allow for one of the increased performance. They will be on the newer and smaller nodes after all. But yeah, pricing and bigger focus on the die for the AI will be a letdown for us gamers. I agree. Um, I think again they would focus. Originally, I was thinking maybe it would be like almost like an MPU, but yeah, I don't think they're gonna push it to that side. It'll definitely be more of a larger, like really thinking about it since this is where they're headed. With the neural generation, they'll have a much larger graphics die and also requires much more memory. It's like almost like its own computer practically inside of a GPU. So in order to do this, it's not going to be cheap. It's going to be expensive. Luckily, they're not going. I'm hoping not that they don't push like a HBM models onto GPUs. If they do, then it's going to get insanely expensive if that's the case. The 70 series will cost as much as an economy car if they do what is planned on optical chips. Yeah, it's too insane. Hey man, Amazon actually sent me two 120. Yeah, I saw that. That's crazy. That was insane. You got 250. Now you have literally 256, right? That's insane. That is a window. Yeah, you got to thank Amazon for that one. Of course, if anyone is looking for a build to really quick go back onto the topic of building an AM5 build. If you're looking for a bundle, Micro Center does have bundles where you can take full advantage of. Like if you're trying to switch over to AM5 and you're a bit more onto the budget side, there's nothing wrong with the 7500 X3D with $350. You can get a MSI B850M and you can get 16 gigabytes of RAM. It's a great way to start off a PC build. 3 of the major components, you only got really 4 left. Of course, you got to decide on what type of GPU you want to go, what type of case, what type of power supply and CPU cooler that you would want. And SSD, that's the other thing. Now the SSDs, just thinking about it, oh man, it's just so expensive. If you have to get a SATA SSD temporarily, honestly, you won't notice the difference in gaming wise. Most games, they don't require fast SSDs. They do. The only thing that they require is having the game pretty much downloaded into some sort of storage device. So if you even ran it on a hard drive, it would actually run fine. So early Christmas present. You just made up all for the money. Amazon sucked. uh, there, there you go. That's where our money's going to. Double packing. So if you're thinking of doing a build like this is a great option. They even offer AM4 builds now, which is pretty wild. So if you go with the AM4 build, you can go ahead and start that. Again, you're saving about $100. Not really worth it, in my personal opinion. You might as well just go AM5 because you can get it as low as $350 to start with, like a 7600X, or even the 7500X 3D, which is a steal. Start with something like that, and then from there you can build onto your PC. Now, if just for a tip for everybody out there, like trying to save money, you don't have to go with the SSD if it's too costly. You want to save a little bit of money. You can go with a SATA SSD. Now, if you're looking at solid state drives, let's see if they do have a deal. Usually the Crucials are not too bad from when I looked at them. Let me see. And I know, in fact, Waffle Skater can attest to it. What's up, King Helios? Great to see you. Awesome. Let me see. Let's look up some Crucial because usually they're actually not bad for pricing. Let's see. Let's see if we can find lowest price. Okay. So you can get a P310 for 1 terabyte for 190 with the heatsink, which is awful. Okay, so the pricing is awful as well with Crucial right now. So, if that's the case, don't get an external, obviously. If you want, man, that's still an awful deal. Even for a SATA SSD, 1 terabyte's $150. That's actually a lot. That makes no sense. Okay, let's try this again. We're going to go internal. And then we're also going to go for lowest price. Of course, you can go inland. That's 256 gigabytes. Actually, let's look for 1 terabyte at the minimum because you need at least 1 terabyte today. So the best deal that you can get, it seems like, is Inland's Platinum, which is 140. Not worth it. Yeah, it seems like Crucial would have the BX500 would be the closest best deal. But at that point, you might as well just get the, I would say get the Inland. You could go Inland or you go Samsung. Samsung 990 EVO would actually be the best. Samsung 990 EVO, 1 terabyte for 165. So you spend roughly about $20, $25 more for it. About finding Crucial SSDs for cheaper. SATA hard drives are not that much cheaper. Yeah, it's insane. Hey, by the way, I got the 50. Oh, awesome. That's awesome, Zane. Glad you were able to manage 100. Yeah, I know. 154 for Inland M.2. Yeah, the Samsung Gen 4, you won't even notice. Exactly, you won't notice the difference. Let's try Amazon. Let's try Amazon. I'm really curious. We're going to look up Samsung 990 EVO Plus. Samsung 9 EVO, do not buy these SSDs unless you don't mind losing data. All right, so let's go to 1 terabyte. And we want to make sure that they're from Amazon. There we go. Man, they don't even have 1 terabyte. They only have the 2 terabyte models. They have this one, again, 165, so it's more. Yeah, just as expensive. We'll try Newegg. No, I find Ghost Crucial Essence because I buy them. They don't actually exist. Check PC parts picker for Gen 4. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, let's go PC parts picker. That's a good point, actually. Oop. We're going to check it out and see if we can find a decent price for a 1 TB drive here. So we're going to look products. We're going to look for some storage here. And then we're going to pick a Gen 4. And let's see, cheapest price. And we want to get 1 TB at the minimum, right? So let's look for that. Interface. Let me bring this down. Wait, I'm on. This can't be right. So the capacity is, I don't know why it's set like that. In gigabytes. There we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, so the cheapest price seems to be the silicon powered UD90, where you can purchase it. Okay, so Amazon has it for 160, but you can buy it from their website for 131. That's actually probably the best deal you can get. Now, I can't talk of the quality of silicon power, but it's probably decent. $178 and they're trying to get rid of it for. So that's actually not that bad. Hey, what's something to do in the BIOS in the first boot? So the first thing you got to do when it comes to a BIOS, when you first start up a PC, is you want to make sure to enable your Expo profiles. So if you have an AMD, enable them. If you have Intel, you want to enable your XMP profiles. And then you want to start your PC practically from there on. Just make sure that when you go through the BIOS, make sure all your specifications are listed, your drives, your RAM, your motherboard. Make sure everything is practically listed on there, correct processor. Make sure it looks right, and then continue on. And then from there, you should be pretty much good. You don't have to really do too much tweaking, but that's probably the biggest thing is turning on your memory profile. Yes, there you go. Pretty much that. So, yep, Team Red. There you go. Yeah, pretty much the same thing that we've all said. So, and another thing, when you first get into when you first go into your PC, and you get into the display section, well, once it first boots up into the desktop, and you get into, you want to make sure to enable your display refresh rate at its full refresh rate. You don't want it to run at, say, 60 hertz. That's usually the default setting that a lot of PCs are set on. So, yes. And also update your BIOS regardless. Whether if it's AMD or Intel, just update it. It's more important to have a stable BIOS driver. So that way it's able to run as well as it can and as optimized as it can. So it seems Silicon Power has a decent one. And let's see if we can find the next one here. Silicon Power and Patriot P400 Lights, and you can get that one. There you go. On Newegg for the cheapest deal. So Newegg actually has a good deal on it too. 141. Yeah, that's actually not bad. There we go. Now we were just about to go on Newegg too, just to look for it, and there it is, Patriot. Hey, should I use my old 2080 Ti PC to host a Minecraft server? I mean, you could if you wanted to. If you want to, go ahead, go all for it, take advantage. If you have use for your old PC in that sense, you can go for it. It would definitely do well. So to update everybody about the PC builds that were in here, just to let you know, we are going to go to Micro Center next week to take advantage of it. We will get the 270K, and we'll be pretty much getting the parts for the PCs all together. Now we're going to get the 270K, and we're going to get some a CPU cooler and power supply. For the other PC, we're also going to obtain whatever it practically needs next, whatever is on the agenda for that one. So be prepared for a Micro Center stream coming up within the next week. Now, the Micro Center streams usually start at 10 o'clock because 10 o'clock Eastern time, that's when Micro Center opens up. So install Cryptex and make some money with it. Okay. So, so we are going to definitely take advantage of that. So, going back into the whole Micro Center side. For anyone that is again starting off, it's good to go ahead and start with a bundle. GPU wise, it's also good to take advantage of the RX 9070 XT. I can't stress that enough, especially if you're trying to get a PC built together and you don't want to spend Nvidia type of money. The 9070 XT is a great alternative for everybody out there that is looking to get a decent GPU for price and performance. Actually, one of my preferred GPUs for everyone out there that is looking to get a GPU for a PC that doesn't want to spend the kind of money that a 5070 Ti can cost or a 5080 can truly cost. So, oh really? You got a 9070 XT with a free? Oh yeah, that's awesome. And the best thing is if you do end up getting AMD's RX 9070 XT, it does come with a Crimson Desert. Now it also does contain, like for anyone that is getting the 9070 XT or a AMD processor, that they will also have Crimson Desert. Absolutely, absolutely best bang for the buck. I have a 5070 overclock with a 30. Oh really? Awesome. I have a 9070 XT in my upgraded computer, and yeah, a lot of people can certainly attest for it. Definitely one of the better ones. Actually, we are thinking of picking one up. Actually, probably the same exact one once we get over to Micro Center for the Project Metal build. Of course, it's going to be like a full ass rock build to see how well it does. Currently I'm working on and trying to possibly get a 9800X 3D for it to see how well it does end up working out. Oh, really? Awesome. I can't wait to play it. I've just been right now I've been stuck on Resident Evil Requiem, so I've been trying to beat that. But I'm pretty much almost done. I'm at the lab right now with Grace. So I don't think I got too much further to go. But I don't want to say too much because I know some people that haven't played it yet and wants to check it out. Um, but if you get a RTX 5000 series, if anybody wants that, it does have Resident Evil with it. So you can get, again, the price difference is going to be quite different. Of course, they show the 5090s first because that's the first thing that pops up. But Genomorph, what's going on? Hey, also I built my PC and I'm just thinking Hey, I think we all overspend when it comes to building a PC. I think everybody is guilty of this. Give it a try. Oh yeah, yeah. I will. I definitely will. I'll definitely try out that first fight. Apparently Crimson Desert doesn't work on Intel. Oh, really? It looks disappointing to me. Just made me want to play Witcher. Witcher, I know a lot of people are excited for Witcher 4. A lot of games that are exciting that's coming out this year, though. We have Witcher 4, you got GTA 6, and now we even heard word from Elder Scroll 6 for anybody that is looking forward to that. But unfortunately, that's not coming out this year, of course. That's going to end up coming out in like 2030 from what they're saying, though, which is insane. And that's even a longer timeline than GTA 6. So, but if you're looking at GPUs here, the closest thing you can get for probably a decent one, 5070 Ti's would probably be the way to go. And you're gonna expect to spend a minimum of $1,000 for a GPU when it comes to. Thank you for subscribing, Goku Sans. Don't forget, maybe light no fun. Okay, okay. I definitely will keep that in mind. Oh, it isn't. I thought Witcher 4 was coming. Is it coming out next year then? So we got another year to wait for that then. Is my PC worth to put in a metal PC case for a sleeper build? Ah, now the thing is when it comes to metal PC cases, you want to make sure you have optimal airflow. That's the main thing. You want to have optimal airflow, especially for the 5090. Witcher, oh wow, that much further out. Well, it's another game to look forward to. So that means that Witcher 4, pretty much Witcher 4 and probably Elder Scrolls 6 will come out like on pretty much close timeline, only like a year within each other now. That would be. Um, it's Hello's Games new title. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely throw that one to the list then. Light no fire. Okay. Let me look that up in fact. Light. So this is it. A survival game? So this is the game. So I'll make sure to add this one to my Steam list. So it doesn't looks pretty interesting. I always like the vast worlds just like this. So on my brand new computer, I have a 5080. I like it better than the 9070 XT, but it's not. Yeah, again, it's not a large difference between the two. When it comes to the 5080, like 9070 XT can become pretty much neck and neck with a 9070 XT if it wasn't for the ray tracing. The 9070 XT would be actually a bit more closer to, I'd say, the 5070 Ti. Again, for the pricing, it's not that far off. And AMD has done excellent when it comes to drivers. That's pretty dope. Would definitely take advantage of that, flying on the dragons. Hey, what do you think about the Steam lawsuits? Which about the about which one? I know there's a couple lawsuits I know that they're facing. I'm really thinking about the Resident Evil 3 remake. I'm still stuck on Resident Evil. Yeah, go for it. Go for the remakes. They're great games. If you catch it on the Steam sale, you can actually pick it up for actually a really good deal. Oh, really? Oh, that's wild, Amir. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm trying to highlight it. Let me just go into videocards.com. But that does look pretty good, though. Okay. Oh, wow. So on their page, so what Mirror has sent us is that now they unofficially announced the 9950X3D. That's pretty wild. It's now 90% off of Steam. Oh, then get it. You gotta get it. You gotta. It's like what? Like, you probably could get it for like $10 then. No, even cheaper maybe. So it says a global leader in motherboards and graphics cards, gaming monitors, form factors, and power supply announced that the AM5 motherboards fully support the newly launched AMD. Oh wow, man, they really put it out there. The newly launched 9950X3D2, delivering unparalleled performance for gamers worldwide. Wow, that's crazy. They just said it flat out and offers more cash than ever, giving it higher gaming performance on top of already extremely performing predecessor. Yeah, ASRock AM5 motherboard is able to support the newly launched processors by simply downloading and installing the latest BIOS. Yeah, that's something that they've been even the motherboard that we got with the ASRock B850, the Rock Wi-Fi 7, they offer a 64 megabyte BIOS. So you can actually install the newer processors, even the 9950X3D2, or even the new AM Zen 6 when they eventually end up dropping it. So, uh, hey, what would be better? GPU to pair with the Ryzen 9700X, RTX 5070 Ti, or a AMD 9070 XT? Okay, so that's completely up to you. Depends on the type of budget that you want to spend. Now, personally, I would say AMD 9070 XT is awesome to get. I would say that would probably fit your build the best, especially if you're gaming at 1440. I think that would be a good choice. What's the best FPS shooter currently or has in the past looking for a game that has good active servers? Um, Currently, I've been playing a lot of Battlefield 6 still. Actually, I want to play what's it called? The new season practically for it. I want to see Nemesis. Yeah, you will if you get it. If you get it, I'm telling you, it's great games. The Resident Evil 2 is based at the police station, so you would actually get a kick out of it if you played Requiem. So the issue is with the 9950X3D2 is that the CCDs are too far from each other, and the Vcache should be used to bridge them to lower the latency between the CCD. Yeah. I get that point of it, and that's what could cause the latency. I do agree. The problem is if it is all Vcache, is how it's going to handle the multitasking. And that's where it's going to differ. It's going to be meant for, it's definitely going to be 100% meant for as a gaming processor, for sure, if that's the case. Faster Windows 11. So they're kind of backtracking now, huh? Let me see. Let me refresh that. Faster, yes. And that's a big thing. They're quickly backtracking on Copilot AI being as of use right now. That is funny. So I guess they realize that people are getting pissed off of seeing Copilot everywhere. And if you have a LG display, like you have an LG TV, you see that Copilot that was installed without your permission practically. And nobody wants it. Nobody wants Copilot on their TV. Resident Evil Resistance, you won't play it. That you're not gonna play. I think Resistance was the one where, was it the one where it was like almost like a multiplayer version, but they ended up shutting down the servers not that long ago, from what I remember. I would suggest if your video card is doing pretty good, that you're happy with the OLED monitor. Yes, OLED is honestly one of the best things that has ever come to Earth, I gotta say. Highly recommend OLED monitor. What do I think about I think Battlefield 6 is great. Shrek, welcome Shri, welcome back. I play it with a 75-inch OLED LG TV at 120 hertz. Nothing wrong with that. Z-Man, what's going on? What's your opinion on the 27-inch 1080p? I think it's a decent monitor. LG actually has a decent display. Personally, to me, I usually use right now I use LG as a secondary, but I use the 34-inch. I have two ultra wide stacked on each other. There's a 30th anniversary next week, a 22nd on stream, YouTube, and Resident Evil for Hanukkah. Oh, really? I've been wanting to complete that game. That's one of the games I have yet to complete, was Resident Evil for Hanukkah. I got really far into it. I know I did, but I just never got to complete it. It was really good, though. It was a great game. Thank you for subscribing, Mark Loza. So, 1440p. I'm telling you, ultra wide. Like, if anybody goes ultra wide, it's literally one of the best things you can go. So, if you guys don't know, I use a PG34 WCDM, which is the Asus OLED monitor. Great monitor. Of course, now they got like 3 or 4 different, about 3 variations of the OLED ultra wide, so you can definitely take a look at. Highly recommend it. It's been great. Had it for about 2 years now, and it still looks great to this day. No issues when it comes to white dots or black dots or anything like that. You can use Rufus to remove the live account requirement. You can also use the command for it too, to with that, to make sure you don't have to go and use a live account. Like all the PCs that I currently use, they're all local accounts. I hate the fact how they have to link it to a live account. So hey, should I build a PC for my TV instead of buying a PS5 for the living room TV? Hey, if you got the funds to do it, you can. You certainly can. Egyptian, what's up? There's nothing wrong with a gaming on TV. I have a 144 hertz QD OLED TV. My PS5 doesn't, and for my PS5 when I don't feel like PC gaming. There you go. I also have a 4K mini LED I got for a great deal on it, and they do compare to OLED. I love it. Yeah, 14 14, yeah, I feel like I've been in 1440 for a long time. I've been, yeah, like for me also over a decade. But there is one monitor I'm really interested in, and it's this one. I think we discussed it actually last week, was the LG 45 OLED. It's pretty dope. Only thing is, I think it's on sale now. Let me see. It's this one right here. The first of its kind where it's 5. No, 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 not this one. This is not it. I'm looking for the 5K. They have a 5K one now, which is insane. This one right here. The 45G. This one. It's 5K. Now they dropped the price down to 1500. 125 PPI. Now this is insane. Only thing is the refresh rate is not where I like it though. I want it to hit 5K in at over 100 and I wanted to hit it at 240 hertz here. I'm just gonna have to wait at least another year before hitting the trigger on something like this. Oh, awesome. Oh, I wish you the best of luck in your new business. Hey, I have 1500 to build a PC for my TV. Can you help me? Yeah, sure. Yeah, for sure. We can definitely take a look and make a list for it. I know you're on Discord, so I can definitely help you out on there. So for anyone that hasn't joined in on Discord, make sure you do. It's completely free. Go for it, man. My first PC was on the 144 hertz TV. Yeah, I mean, PC games work great on displays. On regular large displays, you have no issues, and it's going to be an awesome experience. Would those refresh rates even be possible at that resolution over DisplayPort? Yes, it should be able to. At 2.1, I'll show you. DisplayPort 2.1 specifications. 2.1 specs. We'll go over the whole list right here. So it's digitally capable of. It should be able to because I know it can run 8K for sure. And let me see. I'm going to get over to the chart. Zane, what games do you play that can help make PC better? Let's see. Let's go on Vesa. You know what? Let me go on images. That'd probably be the easier way. So that way we can, there we go. Okay, so about 80 gigabits per second. That's what it would run, right? So if it runs at 80 gigabits, it should be able to. With that much speed, I don't see why it would not be able to. I'm trying to get to a full chart. Here we go. No, not what I'm looking for, but sort of close. There you go. 5K. So if it can run it at 240, you need 96 gigabits and run it at the minimum of 2880. So 51, so no. It wouldn't be quite this though. This is not exact resolution here because the resolution that we would be running would be much more. It would be 5120 by 2160. So it should be able to. I don't think it would be. That's why it's 180 hertz. I would think it would. They don't have, for some reason, our resolution wouldn't be listed on this. Not quite as of yet. I have the ROG Strix 4K dual OLED. I got 165 version, 330. If you use 1080p, I can't even have 165 and 4K. So I saved myself $200 from buying it. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to. Like if you're unable to reach the if those limits, that's why it's so important on depending on what type of GPU you have. If you are pushing limits, like if you're pushing At full 4K, 240 hertz, you have to have a very decent setup to be able to do so. So let's go back here. But that's what it would be from what it looks like. Again, but they do have, but it's a tempting monitor to get. The thing is, this might be tempting to use as the main monitor, and then go to 240 hertz if I want to be on the more competitive side. But you can always downclock it to 330 hertz by putting it into 1440, I think. Let me see what settings it would be if you were to go down to drop the hertz here. Okay, so just at HD, WUHD. So it would be at 1080. Frame gen times 4. Yeah, you know, the crazy thing is, at the end of this month of February, that's when we're supposed to get 6 frames per 1, according to NVIDIA. That's the new tech that they have, and compared to 3 frames per 1. So if you were to get this monitor and you want to get competitive, you do have to put it into HD mode. But yes, it comes with DisplayPort 2.1. They probably have a decent deal on this. I would love to try to get my hands on something like this. Now, I only got 3.7, so I'm curious to see what people say about it here. Of course, I know everybody goes down to the review side to see what others say about it. Yeah, about let's go here. So one says it's a vibrant display, perfect dimensions. Specifically built for KVM. So it's great for anybody. If you're unsure what KVM is, that's if you want to be able to use 2 PCs into one. You can do that with this monitor. So that's a great option for that. Great as 5K, 2K dual mode is not just as great. Great monitor in 5K, 2K, but dual mode 330 hertz mode needs some work. Only 1080p and lower work. Okay. OLED 5K is a step above other offerings. So it seems that it's definitely not a bad choice for a monitor. I'm really curious about how the colors and everything looks comparatively to a typical 1440p, like putting them next to each other. But yeah, not a bad choice. I think if we tried to find a decent deal on this one is specifically the 45G X950A, right? I'm pretty sure they have a 180 hertz version, if I'm not mistaken. So on Amazon, they put it for 1436. There you go. 1436 on Amazon for it. And this got 4.2. It shows ads on the home screen, hard to turn off. All right, so take a look here. And another big question is whether if it's so from a C2 OLED TV they came from. That's crazy. 5120 by 2160. Interesting. I know everybody would certainly love it for this aspect here, right? The curve is very aggressive. However, if you sit in front of it, it's nowhere as bad as you think. To all the people out there. Not too bad. Maybe this is something to look into. Oh, wow. Someone got that damaged in. Yeah, it's so definitely a massive monitor. Definitely an awesome option. I am really curious to see what it's like. And I'm assuming it's a glossy display. So if it's glossy, that would be even better. So it's anti-glare, so it's not glossy. So that's one of the bigger things that would probably keep me away from it is that if it's anti-glare, typically that means that they use a matte display there. And because it's a matte display, oh, there you go. Egyptian says means every year and you're happy. So, um, I don't, this is more of a semi-glossy display, I bet. So if you're looking to get something that is fully glossy, this is not it. But let's take a look at their store, see what they got an offering on monitors here. So definitely, they have the 52-inch, okay. Yeah, so that one's probably the best one that they currently have, for 5K. But hey, 5K is finally almost here. Yeah, that's what I prefer too. Oh, really? You prefer non-glossy? Oh, that's interesting. And that all depends where you are, because if you prefer to have a monitor that's sitting like up on a up against a window, and for some reason you have a lot of sunlight, it can get annoying. Of course, a matte display is better for that. Um, I think, yeah, I know for a fact there's definitely F1 fans here for sure. But from what it looks like here, I wonder if they have it at Micro Center. I don't think they do though. They do. In store only. Oh, they have 3 in stock at Micro Center. There you go. They do have it. So we could actually see it in person if they have it. Hopefully the signal's great this time. Zane, I'll try to make you a PC there. If it fits your budget, if bought in India. Oh, there you go. Okay, so let's see. Let's go here to PC parts. So now if you're curious about the pricing today when it comes to PCs, unfortunately the RAM has been pretty much stagnant. So unfortunately for memory, it seems like it's been pretty much on a lock. DDR5 has been now about $400, and it's been holding actually pretty well for the last 2 months. Hopefully it continues to hold and it doesn't end up popping up. Now, there's a lot of predictions of PC hardware still continually going up in price, which it can easily go up another 20 or 30%, some are saying. Now, NVIDIA has cut down their supply a bit, like when it comes to their GPUs, and because of that, that's what is going to make it, unfortunately, a bit more expensive. Man, the 6090, you need to run those frames at that size. The next gen CPUs and boards need to run it all in the RAM. Yeah, pretty much so as we were discussing with the whole DLSS 5 side, like for anyone that is curious about it and how it would be. Here we go. DLSS 5 in Hogwarts now. Let's take a look at it. I'm sure people are certainly excited for this. Now, let's skip this. Now, here we go. Hogwarts Legacy in DLSS 5 here. So you have, there you go. So in order to take advantage of something like this, it's going to require quite a bit of power and to run smoothly. And it's exactly just how XD has mentioned a bit earlier. If you notice, everything that they've been showing about the DLSS 5, it hasn't been on fast moving action type of games. It's been on slower type of cutscenes. It's been on more of the story based side of the games, but hasn't truly shown the action side. Once it does, you're going to see a big difference when it comes to input delay, and you're definitely going to more than likely experience ghosting at its current state. Now, to improve it, to make it much more better, they're going to have to improve the graphics much more, meaning not just not in the game itself, but you would need better hardware to be able to run something like this as well. Now, you're going to obviously need a much larger, a much more powerful GPU to do this. And on top of it, you need faster memory bandwidth in order for this to actually happen well. So expect, which I will certainly get into details. I definitely want to make a video based on it. But pretty much you would need a faster G7, and you would need faster tensor cores. much more improved tensor cores, and you would also need to have the much more capacity in order for this to run really well. So instead of trying to find a way for making gaming more affordable, it's going to end up being more expensive, especially if you go for the flagship card. If you're looking for something like the new generation of NVIDIA cards or the new generation of GeForce cards, it's going to cost more money, and you can expect to spend up to $2,600 to $2,800, and this is for like the Founders Edition card. So if this passes on to the onto the other vendors or the brands once they put them out, just imagine how expensive this card should truly be. And this is flagship quality. Now, if you go into the low tier side, it's going to have DLSS 5, like a portion of it, but it's not going to go full out AI. In fact, when you're looking at the image, it might not go full detailed like this. You'll experience some of it. For example, if we used a non-version, like a non-render version of it, what they would do is instead of detailing say the extra stuff in the background, maybe it would detail the characters a bit more, and maybe what's in the front. Maybe these items here, the background wouldn't be as detailed. Of course, it would take advantage of DLSS, but the budget variants will not be able to handle the full one generation. It won't be, because the reason being is because it won't be as smooth. So what is SSD pricing like now? And RAM, very expensive, unfortunately. So if you want to have an idea, the cheapest one that we found was Silicon Power UD90, which is a 1 terabyte drive, where you can get it for about 140 bucks. If you use the coupon, it's 140 about. So it's still expensive, unfortunately, to be able to obtain SSDs or RAM. Because if you go to a Micro Center and you were to take a look at some SSDs here, it's actually quite pricey. Now, if you go to the drives and storage here and you look for solid state drives, unfortunately, they're going to push about $400 for a 990 Pro. If you want the 9100 Pro, you're looking at $419. So again, they're very expensive still. If you're looking for NVIDIA to give us enough VRAM on the card to run it, I know. It's almost like a wish at this point. You'll waste 70 on 80 bucks on removing the RG. Yes, but the RGBs are supposed to give you so much more frames. The game is currently on sale on Steam. Hogwarts. Oh really? What? I'm assuming Hogwarts, right? I manage. I'll have two. For some reason, it's not coming out that clear. Is it a decent? Is it a decent game? I'm not into Harry Potter. I heard it was good. I'm not a big Harry Potter fan myself, but I've heard it was decent. Like, if you're not a Harry Potter fan, you actually might enjoy it. You might enjoy the game for the. I've also heard that they're coming out with a second version of it too, of Hogwarts Legacy. I kind of think it's funny that I thought I'd see that they'd be out of memory and RAM by now, but I think it's a scam. You know, the thing is, the problem is this does sell out. We don't want this to sell out. And the reason being is because if it does sell out, that means the pricing will essentially go up, because that means the demand is still there. And of course, if it sells out quick, then of course the pricing can go up. And we don't want that to happen. It's a fun game, and I don't like Harry Potter. It's pretty cool, actually. I was the same way. I just bought it because it was cheap, but I kind of like it. On PC, you're not going to find hard copies anymore, unfortunately. They used to be around. I still have some hard copy games, but they just sit there. Like when I got GTA 5, originally that was hard copy, but eventually they transferred more into a digital copy. So it's a scam. They're just scaring everybody to end up spending money. And it's a lot of money too. It's not a little bit of money. There's people spending a ton of money on 2 terabyte drives, such as the Samsung 9100 Pro. So for anyone who's built their PC within the last year, especially before September of 2025, your PC has actually essentially went up in value since then. It's went up like about like at least double its value for most of its PC components. The only thing that hasn't really pushed up in price quite yet, which is going to be CPUs, which is hopefully it does not. Who would have ever thought that CPUs would actually end up being one of the cheaper components to purchase when you have a PC? I mean, take a look at it. You get an AMD Ryzen 9850X3D for $480. It's insane. That's almost the same price as a Samsung 9100 Pro at 2 terabytes. It's only a $50 difference there. So you never really own any new games. Eventually they will go away from the servers and you won't be able to get them back if you lose them. Hey, trust in Steam. That's all we can do. Trust in Steam. Didn't the Samsung 990 Pro have a BIOS problem? Yes. It wasn't the 990 Pro, was it? Yeah, it was the 990 Pro. It had a BIOS problem, so you had to update it. But that was a good call. That did actually happen. So if you do have a 990 Pro, make sure to update the BIOS in it. Believe it or not, they all do contain it. You have to download Samsung's Software Magician. Make sure you buy it from a legit source. Do not purchase a Samsung 990 Pro from AliExpress, because then you can very well buy fake ones. They are out there. They do have fake SSDs out there. So I need to improve my home security because I have 200. Yes, you 100% need to. You need to have motion cameras. You need to have everything going on in your house, especially with that much memory. Somebody finds out. I remember my friend spending 90,000 on a pickup truck that was worth 40,000. And now if people will pay for it, they will charge it. Absolutely, and that's the problem. They will charge if people continue to purchase. Now, of course, we're all excited for the new release of Intel's processor, which is going to be the next week. As soon as it's going to be released, we're definitely going to end up picking up one. Specifically, the 270K is the one we will aim for. And for the value, it's going to be great. It's only $300, and apparently it has 24 cores and 24 threads. Pretty much the same idea as 285K. The only difference is going to be the clock speeds will be a little bit different. I keep a musket for home defense. Oh, that's funny. Make sure to clean it well before using it if you have to. So causing you to lose all your data. So if you go back here again, processors seem to be the cheapest components. Motherboards are also fairly priced. The best thing to do if you are building a PC is bundle your PC. Again, you'll purchase it much cheaper. The RAM itself is $400. Think about that. And that's for dual RAM. So if you're to purchase a dual RAM kit, you're only spending $100 more. But you're getting a processor and you're getting you're also getting a motherboard that is also with it. So that would actually end up benefiting you if you end up just getting the kit as a backup. You can even choose to build another PC with it if you want to, eventually, if you have the extra RAM to spend on it. So I keep a cannon. Whoa, a cannon. Get them cannonballs ready. It tests better in Cinebench than the i9-14900KF and uses. Oh, really? I'm honestly really excited. It's been a while since we've done an Intel build, so I would certainly love to get my hands on it and do some benchmarking, compare it to see how it is next to the, say, a 9800 XTD. I know it's going to definitely surpass it. It would be better benched against like a 9950, something that has multi-core. But again, different. They have a different type of logic when it comes to their processor, so it's kind of a bit weird to compare the two, I feel. But I get it, to compare purposes of gaming purposes, it would make more sense. So if you buy the bundles and you have an issue, yes, unfortunately, the thing is, if you do purchase a bundle, whether if it's from Micro Center or if you purchase it from Newegg, you have to send back the whole combo. So the reason being is because they're trying to eliminate anyone from just taking advantage of their deals, so to say, because they know that's what's going to happen. You purchase a combo and you keep the RAM, they know they're going to only get the processor and the motherboard back. So, hey, by the way, our school has this thing where we have our forum where all our esports team to play. See, oh, cool, that's dope. Instead of break news. Oh, really? That's pretty creative. So, well, and the crazy thing too is you don't really need too much power to run CS2. So it's like the piece the it doesn't matter what type of GPU you can really run. Let's look at the minimum requirements of Counter Strike 2. You really don't need much to run it. So all you need at the minimum is an i5 750, which is like nothing, and you just need a 8 gigabytes of RAM, 4-thread CPU, which is Intel Core i5 750 and AMD FX 6300. Man, you run this thing on an ancient PC practically, and it just runs on a GTX 660 and a Radeon HD 7850. The fact that kids don't fight today is another reason why there are more problems. No fear, no fear of actual pain. uh, well, yeah, it's a different generation, I gotta say for sure. 100% different generation, but hey, it's they'll figure it out one day. It's like anything in life. Uh, there's all when you feel something new, especially like pain, there's nothing like it. uh, but I gotta say, like when it comes to the bundles, that would probably be the best way to get it. If you need RAM, you need motherboards. That would be the easiest way, especially if you're building a brand new PC. Go with the bundles. It's the smart way to go. My best friend in junior came from a fight. That's how it happens. I remember those days. The fact that could sorry, question, is it wise to use a JDEC specs for a DDR5 6000 kit instead of XMP? For longevity, XMP has a voltage of 1.35, correct? Now, I gotta say, it doesn't honestly matter about the whole JDEC spec side when your DDR5 kit. It's actually fine if you run it on the XMP side. Now, of course, it runs lower voltage compared to what DDR5 originally was. I mean, not DDR5, DDR4. So I wouldn't worry about it. It's actually considered like relatively low voltage for RAM. So, nah, man, my school has a underground boxing. Oh wow, there you go, Zane. I don't have a 5090 or a 5080 or 4090, 4080 or 50. Okay, should I hate games and stop playing, or even never start to play games without those cards? Talking about all games, old and latest. You don't have to have those specific cards. Again, those are all NVIDIA cards that you listed. If you want, just get an AMD card. That's definitely the best card that you can certainly take advantage of. And it's not that expensive. It's best in performance and best for value. Would you play on a VR headset instead of a monitor? It depends on the type of game. Eventually, that's gonna start to, it's gonna weigh on you. You know what I mean? If you ever use a VR headset, you will eventually feel the weight of it, and not all games you'll enjoy the experience in VR. But that's not a reason to not play games though. If you look at AMD isn't the see that's the problem there. Uh I gotta say, Tariq, is that you're looking for AMD can be at Nvidia's level. Say you get a 5060, the 9070 XT is going to be better than the 5060. You get a 9070 XT, again, it's going to be better than even the 5070. So if you get the 5070 Ti, that would be the near equivalent practically to it. So again, you're just picking off of favorites now. So now, as long as if you, there you go, because we're talking about DLS. Okay, so you really care about DLSS 5. Just know that if you are looking forward to that, a lot of those cards will not suffice unless you probably have a 5090. To be fair, you need either a 5080 will probably barely pull it off DLSS 5, but not great. You expect another generation if that is what you're really looking forward to. So I'm surprised you're one of the supporters of DLSS 5. I haven't seen too many of them. What's up, Sicko? What's going on? Uh, just as I'm just about to, yeah. So just to let you know, that's how it is. Unfortunately, Sicko, you just actually came in like right when I'm just about to hop off. But if I end up deciding to stream some Resident Evil, I'll let you guys know for sure. I still got some projects I gotta finish up. I'll try to get a video pushed out for tomorrow as soon as I can. If I can't, I do apologize. Had a big project about removing the old desk and putting a new desk in. It was a lot bigger than I anticipated. Um, 59, yes. But if you're looking for, but on the 5090 side, I have to say, is if you're looking for, if you're trying to go full DLSS 5 with the AI neural rendering and everything, you want to take advantage of that, I could see the 5090 being like the last of its generation, like really doing it. It's kind of almost like when they did the whole frame generation side. But just to chime in real quick. Yes. Yes. I should install Doom into the desk. Right, and Ellis? I should install Doom into it. So, FAMM guys, I appreciate all of you for tuning in to the wonderful stream. Hopefully you enjoyed today's Saturday stream. And also, I'm going to put a poll out there out of curiosity about changing up the time for Saturday. See if you guys would prefer to change up the time for the stream on Saturday, especially for you guys out on the West Coast. I do apologize. I know it's really early in the morning for you guys. It's only 7 in the morning, so I do apologize for you guys out there as I'm ending. So I can imagine if my start time's really early. But FAMM guys, you're more than welcome to enter the Discord and feel free to ask questions as you like. And thank you guys so much for watching. This is Chris Mizo signing out.